नमस्ते, हमेशा खुश रहो। I am JVN Dr. Anamika Aherwar, Associate Professor in the Department of Science and Technology at Jayoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to take the lecture on the subject computer applications, and the today's session is basic computer concepts. Now come to the definition of computer. What is computer? Computer is basically an electronic device operating under the control of instructions which is stored in its memory unit and that can accept data as an input, and that data is manipulated the data according to specified rules through processes, and after that produce information in form of output to form the processing and store the results for future use. So there are basically three terms which is important, that is input, process and output. Input means what we give, and the process is meanwhile the for the task the processing is required. Okay, so the final product is, you can say, the output. What does a computer do? Okay, so as I told you that there is input, process, output and storage. Okay, so you can see this is a block diagram actually, and these are the input devices. These input devices work together, and this is you can say connected to the memory also, and these are the processors. In this processor, control unit, arithmetic logic unit, these are the processors which gives their work, or you can say task, to that memory. You can, or this is, you can say, the storage, somehow storage area, but they are basically two storage types, primary and secondary. Okay, so after this processing in the memory, this memory gives that data into the storage devices, and that data is stored in the storage devices. After that, these storage devices revert back to the data to the memory, and then to the processors, and finally through memory we get the output through output devices. Okay, so and what are the input devices? Input means what? To give. Okay, so through you can use you can do your work. So any hardware component that allows you to enter data, programs, commands and user responses into a computer input devices. So these are the examples of, like, keyboard and mouse are the input devices through which you can enter some data, or you can operate your system. Okay, so you can see that and this is a pen stylus. Okay, digital camera, pen input and scanners. Okay, so this create and transfer data by using this mouse, you can see here, through desktop. Okay, so these or this is a keyboard. These are all the input devices. Now come to the output devices. Output devices make the information resulting from processing available for use. And the output devices examples are like printers. In printers, they are basically categorized into impact, non-impact and the photo printers. Okay, so and the second one is the display device. A display in form of CRT and LED. You have seen your screen in the, like LED screens. Okay, so while watching the television. Okay, so these are the pictures of the printers and the LED and the CRT. This is the CRT tube. Okay, in this previously all the desktop using the CRT. Okay, now this you can say also the TFT screens also. Okay, so this is a type of LCD. Now come to the storage devices. Storage means from where you can store your data. You can see in these diagrams like floppies, CDs, DVDs. Okay, so these are the storage. Even you can also use pen drives also, and hard disk also. Okay, so our external hard disk, you can say. So removable means you can easily use and you can use by inserting or connecting to the desktop or laptops. Okay, so removable like floppy disk, diskette, compact disk like CDR, CDs and CD read write and read only, and the CD-ROM. Okay, so DVDs in form of ROM, read and read write and RAM, and zip disk, flash disk, USB drive, tapes, and the non-removable means hard disk. So that is attached to your system. Okay. Now come to the system unit. The motherboard or system board is the main circuit board of the system unit. The processor, also called the central processing unit, that is CPU, interprets and carries out the basic instructions that operate a computer. Okay, so the control unit interprets the instructions. The arithmetic logic unit performs the logical and arithmetic processes. Memory, also called random access memory or RAM, consists of electronic components that store data, instructions and information as needed by the processor. Now come to the communication devices. Communication means what? You are just transferring your thoughts, transferring your task. Okay, so this is in general terms communication. Okay, so if we are communicating through device, that means communication devices. Okay, so it is a type of hardware component that enables a computer to send and receive data, instructions and information to and from one or more computers. Okay, so communication occur over transmission media like such as telephone lines, cables, cellular radio networks and satellites. So these all are the modes of communication nowadays. You can say these are the digital communications, right? If we are talking face to face, then that is not the digital communication, because we are not using any hardware. So that is a verbal communication. Okay. Now come to the types of computers. In this, supercomputers and mainframes, as you have already heard about these, and the microcomputers. In microcomputers, the desktop, laptops, notebooks and handhelds, these all comes into the category of microcomputers. But as compared to the supercomputers, mainframes, these are very big, you can say, and takes very large space, and of course their processors are also very powerful to do their task in a very less time as compared to microcomputers, right? Now come to the computer software. Computer software, in this there is a system software which consists of programs to control the operations of computer equipment, and the instructions in the operating system tell the computer how to perform the functions of loading, storing and executing an application program and how to transfer that data. Okay, so when a computer is turned on, the operating system is loaded into the computer's memory from auxiliary storage, a process called booting. So if you start your system, then your system is booting. Okay, that time the system needs or those files which are required for start your computer, that will automatically retrieve those files and open that file, and then execute it, or then after your system will open to use. Okay, so most computers use an operating systems that has a graphical user interface. Nowadays we people are very much comfortable for using GUI, that is graphical user interface, but we because of course there is many somehow regarding security issues, that is not much safe as compared to the Linux Unix operating system, because that while using Linux and Unix operating system, we have to remember the commands to operate while opening the file, saving the file and creating directory, all these. Okay, so as compared to the GUI, we need not to remember all these commands. That is a GUI in form, that is graphical user interface. There is some type of interface in which all the things are shown on your screen, and through that you can just click on that menu to access that particular file. If you want to open that file, that means you go to the file option and click on open, and if you want to save it, then click on the save button. Okay, so it is very user friendly, because we need not to remember all the commands, whereas in Linux and Unix you have to remember, you have to type all the commands on the your DOS phone, but still they are very good security, less you can say probability of the error. Okay, so in very big organizations all prefer, or researchers and scientists prefer Linux operating system just because of the security security reasons, whereas we peoples are using or prefer to use, you can say, GUI. Now come to the operating systems. Operating system is what? Operating system is to operate. So what is the definition of operating system? Operating system is, it is a basically interface between the computer, or you can say user, and the computer hardware. Okay, so interface means you are communicating through computer, and means you just input it, and that operating system retrieves it, and that will take your input and convert it into machine language, then processing it, then revert back to us in form of our language which we require. Okay, so because we people need not to convert all this, because the computer can only work, and computer can only understand binary, that is 0 1, or you can say machine level language, right? So the task are the operation management. In this operation management, you have to the system loads, store and execute programs, it transfers data. This is the basically task of management. And what is the file management task? It is just related to your files and folders, whereas the system maintenance, it is a defragment, check disk, and virus check. This is all about the system maintenance. And the last is a system monitoring. But all these, when you are doing these things, of course there is some sort of monitoring which we are during your tasks, or you can say during your processes, it will continuously working in the background. Now come to the application software. Application is what, where you can apply and to complete your task. Okay, so if you want to complete your task, like you want to chatting with your friend, so you need a platform from where you can text message to them. Okay, so in your phones you have seen many applications, means application from where you have to apply that thing regarding that particular, like calculator app, like messenger app, like shopping app. Okay, so these all are the application softwares. Like if you are working for the text document, then you use word processing, spreadsheet, presentation graphics, database, contact management, utility software, antivirus, data backup, and the file compression. So these all are the, you can see the examples of application software. And you can see in this diagram computer hardware and software. You all know that the software and hardware, what exactly is, and the operating system. So there is, you can say, the coordination or combination of the things from which we can perform our tasks, we can perform our process. So all the things are required. Okay, so they are interconnected, you can say. Now come to the networks. Network is what? Your friend network, your society network, your business network, means the things the people through which we can connect through any, either face to face or some digitally source, means there is a connection between you peoples. Okay, right? So there is we can call it as a network. So a network is a collection of computers and devices which is connected together so users can share data and resources. You can see in this diagram, there's these, all these system is connected to this, and this is connected to this, and that is the, so there's a, of course you can say the cycle, because all the computers are connected to each other so that they can share their resources as well. Okay, so a local area network, that is LAN, connect computers in a limited geographic area. Like if you are seeing in your labs, laboratories, then there are there you can say many systems which are placed in your labs, but they are interconnected. They are connected through LAN because there is um, but you can say place, or you can say the same geographic area. Okay, whereas a wide area network means WAN covers a large geographical area. Okay, so then it comes to the networks in the internet. We all know, are aware about the internet and networks, because nowadays we people are very much familiar and fond of using networks and internet for, like if we are talking about the digital classrooms, if we are talking about the work from home, if we are talking about some for enjoyment, for entertainment, we all depends on the internet nowadays, because because you can say this is a digital era. Okay, so the world's largest network is the internet. The most user connect to the internet is one of the two ways, like you can connect through internet service provider or online service provider. Okay, so you can say these are the two modes or two ways through which you can connect to the internet. Now come to the www, that is World Wide Web. So in the URL, you always type www, like jv.u.in, www.google.com, like so. Okay, this is a platform where you have URL, and you, in that URL you have to type it and which site you want to access. So this is one of the most popular segments of the internet, is the World Wide Web, that is also called web. So a web page is a document that contains text, graphics, sound and or video, and has built-in connections or hyperlinks to other web documents. And a website is a related collection of web pages, and you access and view web pages using a software program called a web browser. A web page has a unique address called a uniform resource locator, like URL, and a hyperlink is of course a virtual connection to other place on the web. The most internet terms are, like you have heard about cookies, search engines, electronic commerce portal. When you access to some particular sites, then there is a notification in the bottom of your screen that these are the cookies. If you accept, or this means you can, I mean that that server can access your data. Okay, so cookies is what, just a text file which is created by a web browser, and your web browser that resides on your hard drive. Okay, so search engine in this, a website containing a database of web pages and their content. Now come to the electronic commerce, which is in this conducting business online, such as shopping or investing in this portal, and a launching point for browsing online. One of the most well known is Yahoo. We all familiar about Yahoo. So where you can search the web, shop, chat, check email, build a website and view news articles also. Now these are some web browsers like Internet Explorer, Netscape, Opera. We also use Firefox, Mozilla. Okay, so you can use these browsers to connect or you can to access the particular site. Okay, now come to the common applications, like you have seen it means ampersand, you can somehow, so this symbol is used in your mail ID, of course. Okay, so email means send messages to other connected users, shop for goods and services. Okay, so email means electronic mail. Okay, so in this meet and converse with people around the world. Okay, so you can instantly send a message or attach a file to that person. Okay, you need not to wait for a week, for a month that you deliver that postcard and envelope. In that you have a write 4-page letter, 2-page letter. Okay, so it is a very time consuming task. Okay, so nowadays there is a very popular thing which is email. So you can send your thought through email or text or file. You can share also. Okay, so in this instant messages such as ICQ, Windows, MSN Messenger and AOL instant messengers are used, and web browsers plugins such as Macromedia, Flash and Shockwave access sources of entertainment and leisure such as online games, magazines and vacations planning guides, and then access information such as news, maps, airline schedules. Now come to the electronic commerce. When you conduct business activities online, you are participating in electronic commerce, also known as e-commerce. So in this we are basically divided into three categories like B2C, C2C, B2C. Business to consumer, that is B2C. This involves the sale of goods to the general public, and the consumer to customer, that is C2C, is it involves one consumer selling directly to another. In business to business, that is B2B, this provides goods and services to other businesses. This is all about today's session. Thank you. This session powered by digital version 2.0 Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. Hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.